Misfits fit in an interesting way, almost sort of as more underground than what was happening in New York. You had this sort of New York scene, which was considered underground, and they were drawing from different sources. They were drawing from the beat poets. They were drawing from some of the jazz aesthetic to form what became punk, and sort of taking the music back to really primal beginnings.
Okay, here's the thing. Punk is a dying breed of music, and as a person in a self-proclaimed punk band, I will admit that it is a little bit harder to market a punk band. Probably the biggest music right now are like emo bands. They get a huge draw in like New Brunswick, and people really love to see them.
You kind of have to go where the money is if you want to make money in music. For instance, if you want to play punk music that only college kids are going to like, you're not going to make a lot of money because they don't got a lot of money to pay for that. So one thing that someone who was mentoring us early on explained to us was that you have to act like you are the next step up in order to make and take that step up.
This song's by Jeff Rosenstock. This next song's a cover.
Jersey is a great place if you're playing cover material.
Okay, so this is a cover. I don't know any of the words in the verse, but I don't think anyone on earth does.
Everybody comes down to the beach and they all go to the bars. Then they realize, like, what's a cool thing to be at the bars? Like, what can we put at the bars that will make people want to stay out at night after they've been at the beach all day? And it was cover bands. Like, it wasn't original bands, it was cover bands.
We're gonna do a replacement song.
This is one of the first songs I learned on guitar.
So it's just a matter of how would you get, your music to catch on.
Writing and releasing the music that you write will always probably be the most difficult part of being a musician, because it is the transition from when you're a cover band to when you're an original band is saying you lose a layer of emotional deflection that you had before.
Carina Carina has been a very lucky experience. We have always kind of had really great experiences and great chances. I felt very fortunate to be in this band. Ever since we were younger, we got to play Starland Ballroom when we were like 14 years old, which is way bigger than any venue a 14-year-old should be playing. We got to go on a great tour, which is very fortunate. Not a lot of bands get to do that, especially at our age. In the summer of 2016, Carina Carina went on tour with my very good friends, Halogens. We called it the Amateur 2016 because we'd never been on a tour before, so we thought it would be funny, and it was very true. But we went from Montclair, that was our first show, and we went through Virginia, we went through the Carolinas. We ended up in Florida. We played in Orlando, which was fantastic, but it was insanely hot. So we went on tour for 9 days, and we were originally scheduled to play 7 shows, but one show fell through, unfortunately. But it was nice because we had like 14-hour drives, so.
We have done everything from releasing a studio full-length to self-releasing a basement studio EP. We've recorded live demos. We've played shows in 3 different states, and we've booked our own shows. We've played different venues and had a blast doing it all by ourselves.
social media is probably the most important aspect of having a band at this point. You just have to have a pretty consistent social media presence. Some people may think that's like overdoing it, but that's absolutely the way to get new people to listen to your music. It's super important.
But that's sort of how you build traction. You develop this relationship with people that they feel safe going to one of your shows because they know that you are going to have fun. Like, you're not going to have a meltdown. You're not going to play bad music. You're going to play good music, and everyone's going to have, and the band's going to have a great time, and they're going to have a great time. There's like a trust that needs to develop in order for a band to like build up recognition and build up respect amongst people.
So I just have one tip of advice for bands. Essentially, it's two things, but they go together. Play as many shows as you possibly can in as many locations as possible. And when you do that, try and make friends with everyone involved with the shows, because that will get you further than anything else.